Good morning, everybody. It's nice to be back again. Welcome to this morning's market review, and I'm going to be our host for this morning. Yes, my name is Josh FX, like we all know. So as it is now, we're going to be taking it. Abdul Ghani Shobola. Good morning, Abimbola Jiboye. Okay, I can see Akano Femi. Yes, Akano Femi. I can see Andem Oduobu. Okay, so yes, I can see Bright, Benjamin, Chinedu Osaji. I can see Emmanuel Kari. All right, I can see Florence Lawson, Mekaka. All right, I can see James Otegbayo, Kalu, Kelvin Ochuko. I can see Megmos. All right, I can see Nnamdi Mbata. I can see Obi Praise. I can see Oko Agnes. I can see Olariwaju. I can also see another Olariwaju Benga. I can see Oluremi Ajibola. I can see Philip Amas. I can see Smogun.ng. All right. I can see Soji Farotimi. I can see Victor Bassi. I can see Yusuf Abdul Kadir. I can see Villa on. Okay. So, yes. Good morning to everybody. So, if you're just joining us, that's why you're not hearing your name. But all the same, as a company, Rally Trade, we acknowledge you all. Thank you for joining this morning's market review. My name is Joshua, aka Josh FX. Yeah, good morning, Mr. Kanu Femi. Good morning to Kalu. Yes, and good morning to every one of us, Mr. Olariwaju Benga. So just a quick check from my own side, please. I would like everybody to so I just need 1 or 2 or 3 people to just come to the chat section and you drop the message for me there loud and clear. Yes, thank you very much. So I'll know that yes, you can hear me from where you are, loud and clear. I'm with you. I'm waiting for us. All right, Akano Femi, thank you very much, loud and clear. Really appreciate that. Who else? I'm waiting.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. All right, Kalu, thank you very much. Loud and clear. I really appreciate that. Okay. Yes, I just need one more at the chat section. Yes, Olaruwaju Benga saying loud and clear, sir. Thank you very much. And to the person that said loud and clear too by the audio, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So it means you can all hear me from your locations. Now, please, if you're unable to hear me loud and clear from your side, I will kindly advise you switch off your device, you on it, again, then you try running it, or you change your location, because sometimes we've discovered that the network could actually glitch due to what the location of your device or where you're situated. You understand? So yes, first thing first, we're going to start looking at what the market has for us today. Last week is gone. This week is a new week. You understand? So let's work with that. And hopefully this week is going to be a blessed week for us in terms of trading the global market. We're going to be making good profits. Yes. So first thing first, I'll be sharing my device screen now so we can look at the market fundamentally. So this morning, we're looking at the market based on fundamentals. All right, let's see what is happening. So as of this morning, says all day for the Bank of Japan. They are all on holiday all day. They are all on holiday. And by 3 a.m. this morning, as of this morning, earlier as of today, we had news coming out on CNY, the industrial production year to year and the retail sales year to year, and it came out negative for them. Although this particular instrument that we're talking about now, we don't trade it on our own platform. You see, we don't trade it on our platform. Yeah. So there's no need to worry about it too much. Now, by 1:30 p.m., we're expecting a news on USD. That's the Empire State Manufacturing Index. Then by 7:30 p.m., we have the ECB president, in person of President Lagarde. She's going to be speaking by 7:30 p.m. And like we all know, she's one strong influencer of the market. Whenever she speaks, the market moves. So I will also ask or advise that we watch out for that time, 7:30 p.m. So that's the major news that will be coming out today. today. You understand? For now, that's the major news, except if we're going to be having a breaking news. Then furthermore, by tomorrow, we'll be having some other interesting news on GBP, Euro, CAD, and etc. Next tomorrow too, we're having important news coming out on GBP, the CPI, and all others. So let's just cross our hands and watch how the whole thing is going to pan out. But hopefully, yes, we're going to be making good profits. That's the way it's going to be. We're going to be making good profit. Yes. All right. So we've seen the market fundamentally for today. So that's all what is going to be happening. So we need to just know that, yeah, majorly the market is going to be moving technically and the like. So let's watch out and see what is going to happen. Let's look at the currency strength meter and look at how the currencies are doing as of this morning. Let's see these currencies. Let's know which currency is the strongest as of now or the weakest. Okay. All right. So we look at it now. Let's see. Yes, refresh. All right, so as of this morning, the strongest of all instruments is the AUD. AUD, even though it's not showing us if there's a green arrow on it or not, we're not saying that, yes, but the strongest of all instruments as of this morning is the AUD, followed by the GBP, and followed by NZD. Yes, AUD followed by NZD, then GBP. Now you discover that on GBP, it's showing you the green arrow, showing that GBP is gaining strength, followed by euros, also showing the green arrow, showing that euros is gaining strength. Then the USD is next, followed by Canadian dollars. But on Canadian dollars, you discover the Canadian dollars and the USD they are on the same percentage. But the only difference is this: the Canadian dollar has a red arrow being displayed on it, meaning Canadian dollars is losing strength, while the weakest of all instruments is the CHF and JPY. All you need to do whenever you want to get this information is this: just come to your currencystrengthmeter.org and you click on refresh. Once you refresh it, it gives you the latest update of the currencies, the strength of the currencies. All right. Okay. So let's move on. Now we're looking at the market technically, so we know what is happening exactly in the market. Okay. Let's see. All right. So I believe everybody can see my chart now from their own end. Yes, everybody should be able to see my chart. All right. Yeah. Okay. So looking at it as of this morning, you discover even on the currency strength meter, it showed that the euros is gaining strength. And that's why you're able to see it on candle zero that it's going up. And the dollars, yes, although no arrow is displaying on it, but yes, the euros is showing that the euros is stronger than the dollars. And based on what we are saying, we are actually seeing that this market currently is moving sideways. It has not really gone past these 2 points in a while. The lowest it got to was just this point on Friday. Yeah. This was the lowest point it got to on Friday. So, okay. So the main thing is, this is one. If I want to really make it tight, this is the highest it got to on that day before it reversed back. But we really want to make it tight now. Let's just look at it. 1. This is point 1. And this is the second point here. So these are these 2 zones. So based on what we are seeing now, as of this morning, the euros is gaining strength. And if we are to look at it, yes, it's actually moving sideways. So hold on for price to break above these 2 points. Either it breaks above this point successfully. Now, if price is able to break above this particular section successfully, then we should expect price to push to the upside. But if that is not the case and price respects this zone, we're expecting it to drop back down to this point, which has actually been what price has been doing now since I think it's on Thursday that news came out on CPI. Yes, news came out on CPI on Thursday, right? So because of that, and that's why you're able to see this market moving like this. Firstly, it went down. The news was actually bad. Actually, if you look at it, the news was bad. It came out with green, red, and black, and that's mixed, telling you to buy and sell at the same time, which is not possible. And that was why you discovered that immediately the first thing he did was he sold, and after that, he went back up with full volatility, full strength, and that alone affected the market. Well, some people might have made profit, while some people, but well, that's part of the hazards of the market once in a while. You understand? So for these, we just look at it this way. It's really not giving us any definite direction as of this morning. Let's look at it on the higher time frame and see. On the higher time frame, you discover that the market has actually gone up for in a while. It's been pushing up. Let me zoom out so we see it. You see, the market has been going up for a while now. Now it's giving us that formation like the price wants to drop. It got to this high, did a pullback, and it's pushing back. So for us to know that it's going to push to the upside in a continuous manner, it means it has to break above this particular section that you've seen that placed this horizontal line. It has to break above this point. That's if it breaks above it. Let me zoom in so we can see. So if it's able to break above these particular sections successfully, then we're expecting price to push to the upside. But if that is not the case, price might get to that point and reverse back to the downside. You understand? Because this point is a zone. So, but looking at it from the 1 hour time frame, based on what we're seeing now, price, you can see price is already struggling around that point. Expectedly, if I'm to look at it based on my own bias, I'm expecting price to drop. I'm expecting price to drop because of this abnormal move. This point here, it's abnormal. It's an abnormal move. I'm expecting price to drop. So as far as price does not break above this point, I'm expecting it to come down. If it gets down, it's able to break below this particular section that has been marked out, it's going to drop. But yes, price it wants to at the end of the day can still break above this point and push to the upside. So we need to wait and see. Price must feel or fulfill our requirement first before we take that move. So that's that on Euro USD. Let's move to another instrument. Let's go to USD JPY. Let's go to USD JPY. Yes, USD JPY. All right, so I'm on USD JPY now. Let's look at it on the higher time frame. So based on what we're seeing on the higher time frame on USD JPY, we discover that price has, for a while, price has actually gone up, and since then price came down. But if you look at it too, generally, JPY also has been weak, and that's been the main reason why price has been pushing up on USD JPY. It's been giving us that bullish move. If you look at it based on what we're seeing on this long-term trade now, this is on my daily time frame, you can see it clearly that price actually has been going up. That's been one of the major reasons because dollars has been strong compared to the Japanese yen. That's why price has been pushing up. But currently you discover that price is also having issues. In fact, look at it, the news and everything, price was able to move back 100%. Price was able to move back 100%. Based on what we're seeing, price was able to move back 100%. So I want to believe that based on what we are seeing between these 2 points, this is it, this is point 1. Let me try and make it tight here. Okay, based on what we are seeing here, point 1, and this is point 2. Yes, I'm not putting the wick in it now. The wicks are not involved here. I'm putting it based on where this candle closed. So yes, based on what we're seeing as of this morning, and yes, based on the report, JPY is USD is currently weak this morning, and that's why we are saying the price could actually come down. So I'm going to be marking out these 2 points for us again here. If price is able to break below this path successfully, then we should expect a drop in price on USD JPY. We should expect price towards to drop on USD JPY. If it's able to break below these points successfully, we should expect price to drop. And if that is not the case, if it gets to that point and it gets rejected, then we could expect price to come back up. And if it breaks above this point, then we should expect a buy. But one of the things is this: once it picks that direction, we know that that's where it's going to follow. And that's why we say technicals it's more of the waiting. We need to wait on technicals. Yes, well, as far as you're able to wait, you make it on technicals. Waiting is the key. Waiting is a strategy on it. So around this point too, there's also a minor zone around this point here. If you look at it around this side, there's a minor zone here. This point on its own is a zone, and that's why you're seeing price having issues. So if it's able to break below this part, then continuously. Now, some people might look at it like, I'm not seeing any zone there. Best in some of the ways you can see some of this zone is to change your time frame. You can go to a lesser time frame, like 30 minutes, 15 minutes, and you would see it clearly, very, very clearly. As you can see, yes, this is it. Can you see from here, this point Can you see it now? This is on 15 minutes and it's showing you those zones are there. You understand? So yes, price of 15 minutes now is showing that price wants to come down. So the highest I'm just saying is around this point, price might get rejected back to the upside. You understand? Just to show that dollars too wants to gain strength. Yes, I'm expecting dollars to gain strength actually after the whole dropping of strength last week. So I'm expecting it to pick up strength today. That's my own opinion on USDJPY. All right, so the next instrument we'll be looking at is USD CAD. Let's look at USD CAD and see what is happening on USD CAD. Okay, I'm with us. USD CAD. Okay, USD CAD. I'm on USD CAD now. After that, we look at USD, CHF. Okay, so USD CAD. All right, so USD CAD. Look at it. So on USD CAD, you can already see that price is also pushing. It's more or less like price wants to push down on USD CAD based on what we're saying. Looking at it on daily time frame too. Let me zoom out so we're able to see it clearly. You discover that price has actually lost strength for a while on USD CAD. Look at it coming down. But if we look at it deeply, you will see that price has been moving up but slowly on USD CAD. And that's basically because of the trade war between the Canada economy and the US economy. You understand? So, but based on what we're seeing as of this morning, technically, it's more or less like price wants to drop. It wants to lose strength on USD CAD. So this is it here. I'm marking out this point. This is one point that we need to look at on USD CAD. So if price is able to close below this part on USD CAD successfully, and if hopefully it does a retest after breaking this zone, if it does a retest after breaking this zone, then we should, if after the retest is unable to break back into this point, then we should expect price to keep on what? Falling. That's my opinion. On USD CAD, I'm expecting price to drop. That's my own opinion. That's my own opinion. But don't forget that this point that has been marked out for us too is also a zone. And because it's a zone, anything can happen. Anything can happen at that point. So price could reverse back to the upside on that particular section. So let's watch out and see what is going to happen there. You understand? Let's fold our hands and see what is going to happen in the next, let's say 40 to 1 hour, or how many minutes? Yes, next 40 minutes. Let's see, is price going to break it? If price is able to break it successfully, whoa, I'm expecting price to drop straight down. That's my opinion on USD CAD. All right, so let's look at USD CHF. USD CHF.
Let's look at EPUSD too.
Hello, sir. Please don't do that again. You want me to look at any instrument, please drop it on the chat, and you know I'll do that, please. As of now, USD
Okay,
CHF.
thank you. No, sorry, they removed my chat. I cannot able to chat. That's why I'm using.
All right. Yes, USD CHF. Let's look at it from the higher time frame. Higher time frame. Yes, I'm on the higher time frame. And if you look at it on the higher time frame, you discover that CHF has actually been strong. Looking at it, this is on the higher time frame. In fact, let me put it on weekly time frame so we'll see it. Okay, I'm waiting for it now. Good and fine. Look at it on the weekly time frame. You can see it. On USD CHF, price has been dropping. It's been dropping. This is on the higher time frame. You see, these weeks. So the same thing is for months. Price has been dropping. It means CHF has actually been strong compared to the USD for a long time. That has been the trend. In fact, on US, okay. So remember, I told us something last week. That was on Friday. I said, see, all these instruments, they have a particular direction they tilt towards more. For some, it's more of buy. For some, it's more of sell. And on USD CHF, based on what we are seeing for a long time now, it's been more of what? Sell. So some of the strategies, I'm giving you a very a very clear and interesting strategy. One of the things you need to understand is this: once you get that strategy of okay, or you get the information of this man is more of buy or more of sell, what you should always look out of is more of the direction he follows. So on USD CHF now, it has given us a clear sign that it is more of what? Sell. So what you'll be doing is look out for more of sell options. I'm not saying you can't buy, please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you can't buy. You can still buy. But one of the main information that you're getting here is this: the buy is not going to be for long term. Always trade the trend. The trend should be your friend. The trend should never be your enemy. If you trade against the trend, okay, I believe you understand that kind of laugh. It means you're playing with your account. You understand? But I believe nobody wants to do business and lose. And this is a very good business. It's not a gambling stuff. You understand? For some people, they look at it like, we are gambling. It's not gambling. But yes, you can turn it to gambling. If you don't follow it the right way, it can become gambling of tinini, tanana, biko, biko, and the likes. You understand? So for this, we've seen the direction of this market. So our advice, we should always look out for what? Look out for the sell option. Look out for the sell option. That's one information I'm really giving to us this morning. But I'm not saying that I'm not going to be looking at the market anyway. So let's look at the chart now. Let's look at the chart. I'm back to my 1 hour time frame. But the information I just give to us is actually valid. So let's look out for it. It's really, really valid. So yes, based on what we are seeing as of this morning, you discover that price is not really giving, it's been giving us that sideways movement. Yes, this CHF has been giving us sideways movement. So the main thing is wait for it to break that direction, that zone that it has marked out for us there. Okay, so let me look at it based on what I'm saying here. This is point 1, okay, and this is point 2. These are the two zones that it has gone for so far. Okay, so far, yes. As of this morning, if I'm to follow it based on what we are saying this morning, you understand, it won't be this, but I'm not doing that. I'm just giving it based on these 2 points, you understand, based on what we are seeing on these 2 points. 2 points, you understand? So let's hold on for it to break out of those 2 zones. Either it breaks to the upside or downside, then we'll follow. And one of the things I want you to understand is this: whenever the market price is ranging, one thing we know is it's a correction zone. It wants to correct itself. And if it's correcting itself, the next thing is once it picks the direction, it means that's where the market is heading. That's where the market is heading. So always look out for that. Once it's able to do that, it will pick a cool, good direction. So yes, please, let's hold on for this market price to break a particular zone before we follow. All right. So yes, let's see. Based on what we are seeing here, let's hold on for it to either break below this point successfully or it breaks above this point. You understand? Because price could easily reject all these zones at these zones. You understand? Price could get to that down part, then you see it rejecting. You understand? And it could get to this upper part too, and it still reject. Now, reason I'm making it actually free because I don't want it to be too tight based on what we are saying here. If I'm going to follow what we are saying as of this morning, based on this morning, I will push it a little bit further. But no, let's give it this free space. You understand? Because price might still want to get here and still do its own before it goes back. You understand? So based on what we're saying, let's look out for these 2 points. Either it breaks up or down, but whichever direction it follows, make sure you follow it in that direction. Once it breaks outside of any of these 2 zones, you understand? But at the same time, I've also given us an important tip or hint when it comes to trading this market. Always look out for the higher time frame to know the trend, the direction of the market. Once you do that, it helps you further. Okay, so that's that on USD CHF. Okay, so now we are going to GBP USD. Yes, we are on GBP USD. And based on what we saw this morning on the currency strength meter, that's the first thing we are saying. If you look at candle zero, you discover that candle zero is bullish. Yes, candle zero is bullish. Why is it bullish? Currency strength meter told us that GBP is gaining strength, and on dollars, we are not really seeing any green arrow or red arrow. It's just there, it's stagnant. It's not even as strong as the GBP. That's why you're seeing it pushing up. Anyway, let's see what let's look at the higher time frame. So on the higher time frame now, we'll discover that price is also trying to push up. on the higher time frame based on what we're saying. Yes, let me zoom out so we see it. Can you see? Price has gone up for a while, and in fact, it's still giving us that. In fact, based on what we're seeing, it's still showing or giving us that signal that price still wants to go up further. And well, I feel part of the reasons why we are having all these issues is because of the whole decisions of President Trump and the likes and everything. And yes, I feel this month is also another how will I put it, a sensitive month for them, because they are still talking about Feds trying to cut interest rate by 25 basic points, that they are going to have a meeting to talk on that. And you see, all these things are part of the things that is affecting. Trump has always looked out for situations where the interest rate will be reduced, you understand, by cutting it more and more, which the Fed chairman in person of Powell, Jerome Powell, has been kicking against it and the like. So all these things are part of the things that has actually affected the dollars, the US currencies and the like. So looking at it at this point, let's come to the 1 hour time frame. Let's look at it on 1 hour time frame. So on this 1 hour time frame now, this is where we are seeing as a zone now. This is one zone here. So based on what we are saying, if the market price is able to go above this point, if it's able to go above this point successfully, then we should expect price to what? To push to the upside. It can push to the upside, or it gets to that point and respects that zone. This is one strong point that we should look out for. So is price going to break above it? Nobody knows. But if it breaks above this part successfully, then we're expecting it to push up. But if that does not happen, we could see price dropping back down. We could see price dropping back down. So now, if it's, well, looking at the way it is, the whole ginger, I'm expecting it to push up. I'm expecting it to push up on GBP USD. That's my own opinion. Based on what I'm seeing, I'm expecting it to push up. Dollars is actually, since the news came out on CPI, it has actually not really favored them. So yeah, so I'm expecting the market, dollars is still weak. And yeah, it's still weak. Although I'm expecting it to gain strength. I'm expecting it to gain strength. Maybe they will do some certain things in the market today. But if that does not happen, GBP USD, I'm expecting it to push to the upside. So that's that on GBP USD. Okay. Let's look at incoming. Let me pick one more currency pair, one more major pair, then we'll go to commodities. All right, so I'll be picking, let's look at AUD USD. That's one other instrument that I don't know, but for a while now, it's actually been drawing my attention. And yes, I've been trading it, I've been making profit on it, cool and calmly. One quiet instrument that I've not looked at in a while, but yeah. So let's see it on the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, it's been more of AUD here. Look at it as of now. But if you're looking at it based on long term, it's actually been dropping. Based on long time, AUD USD has been dropping. It's been giving us that lower low, lower high. It's been dropping kind of thing based on the trend. In fact, let me put it on weekly time frame. Let's see. Yes, if you look at it on weekly time frame now, you see it. Can you see? It's actually been dropping. Yes, but yes, even when price is dropping, there's always room for what? For change. Price could decide to change now and decide to start moving to the upside. You understand? So based on what we're seeing, which is what we're seeing on 1 hour time frame now, is giving us that move that is almost coming back to the upside. Price has gotten to a resistance. And as of this morning, if you remember, AUD is actually the strongest as of this morning, even though it's not giving us that green arrow showing that price is still pushing up. But we can see the result of it on candle zero already. That's why it's giving us this bullish candle on candle zero. So now for AUD USD, it is expected that since this point is a zone, it's either price breaks above that point or not. So let's watch and see. Is it going to break above it? If it's able to close above it successfully, then we should expect price to what? To push to the upside. We should expect price to push to the upside. But if that does not happen, price is coming down. If that does not happen, price is coming down. Yes, but it is expected one way or the other, either for price to push above. So let's watch and see what price is going to do. Is it going to break above it? If it breaks above it, then fine. But if price should respect this point, we could see price dropping. Price could start dropping back down. Okay, so that's that on AUD USD. So the next instrument we'll be looking at now is commodities. Let's go to commodities. And first of them all is gold. Yes, that's the safe haven. And virtually around the world, you see a lot of people wanting to trade gold. It gives good money, right? Okay, so let's look at gold. Gold is my next instrument. Yes, I'm going to be looking out for gold now. And we just, let's look out for gold. All right. Okay, gold, 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 gold. Where are you? Where are you? All right. And we are on gold. So interestingly, gold has actually done a serious and strong move to the upside. In fact, if you look at it, based on what we are seeing on the higher time frame, it got to as high as this point, 3,674.63. And just like I said, I, for one, I am expecting the price to get to 4,000 based on the way it is. I was having a conversation with a colleague, and the colleague was telling me that, look, I'm expecting it to get to 10,000. Although we laughed about it and everything, but yeah, with the way the whole thing is, I won't be surprised if it gets to that price anyway. But for now, I never say never, because price could also reverse back and go back down, down, down. But my own price for now is 4,000. I'm expecting it to get to 4,000. That's where I'm expecting it to get to. I'm expecting price to get to 4,000. Okay, so this is on my weekly, daily time frame. And if you look at price to on gold, you discover that right from inception, price of gold has been going up. Can you see? That's why I'm zooming out. Right from inception, price has been going up. You go up, pulls back down a little, still goes back up. Price has been pushing up on gold. That has been the real move on gold. So looking at it on 1 hour time frame now, let's go to our 1 hour time frame. Let's see what price is actually doing on 1 hour time frame. So on 1 hour time frame, whoa, as of this morning, this is serious. Okay, it's more or less like price gapped down this morning. Yes, price gapped down this morning. And looking at it again, I think it has filled back that position. Okay, it has filled back that position also. Yeah, it has filled back that position that it gapped down to. So based on what I'm seeing here, I'm expecting a bullish move on gold. Because if you look at it, when it gapped down, it gave us this. And look at this long wick. This is more or less like a hammer, if not because of this upper wick. It's more or less like a hammer on the support. And this long wick is just telling us something, that the buyers did not agree with price coming down to that point, and they pushed it back to that upside. Can you see? Now it's back again, and the buyers are still pushing. Gold, I'm going for buy. My movement is bullish. I'm expecting the price to still go up. Let's look out for buy. So look out for the buy opportunity on gold. Once you see that buy opportunity on gold, please take it. Don't waste time. Take it. You see, one of the things in this market, or one of the interesting things I've discovered about this market is time. One of the interesting things about this market is time. You need to take time serious here. It waits for no one, like we all know. And your entries, where you enter, is also another thing that matters. So look out for those positions. You understand? The best point to enter, you hit it. Don't waste time. As far as you don't waste time, it's a little lot size, just a small lot size. You discover that in no time you'll be making serious profit. On this gold, yes, go for buy. I'm going for buy, 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 buy. That's my own move. Me, I'm going for buy. I pitch my tent with the bulls on gold. So that's that for gold. Let's look at the next instrument, which is oil. I'm looking at oils. Okay, oils. Nope. Right. I'm on oil now. So based on what we are seeing on oil, wow. Now this, okay, so look at it. This whole thing happened on Friday. Just look at the way oil flew up. This is serious. This is serious, serious, serious. Look at the way it flew up. Went as high as this point. Now it's back to this point. Okay, so I'm coming. Look at it here. When it got to this point, it respected this zone and dropped back down. So from this point again, price started pushing back to the upside. So on oil, okay, let's look at it on daily time frame. Yeah, so the last time we talked about it, I expected it to drop, it dropped and everything. Okay. And price is already giving us that sign that it wants to go up. And this is more or less like a sword point. The truth is this, I will expect it to go up. This is on daily time frame anyway. So let's go back to 1 hour. Let's go back to 1 hour. So if it's able to break above this part successfully, you can go for that bullish move. If it's able to break above this part that has been marked out for us successfully, I'll go for that bullish move. But if that does not happen, we need to wait. So price could get into this point, break into this point, break above it and go. Once it breaks above this point, I'm expecting it to go up. I'm expecting it to go up. So on oil, I'll pitch my tent with the bulls. I'll pitch my tent with the bulls. Now, the buy might not be for a long time too after breaking all this, but yes, I'm still pitching my tent with the bulls. I'm expecting it to go up. I'm expecting price to go up on oils based on what I just saw this morning. I'm expecting a bullish move on oil, but hold on for price to break above this path successfully before you go for that bullish move. Okay. All right. So let's look at the next instrument on commodity. I'll be looking at wheat. Let's look at wheat. Wheat. Let's look at wheat. All right, so this is wheat on the long time frame. Look at it, price has actually gone down on wheat on the higher time frame, and it's been going down, 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 down. So fine. What are we expecting on wheat again? Are we still expecting it to go down or to reverse back to the upside? Let's see. Let's look at it on 1 hour time frame. There's a zone here. There's a zone around this point, and you can see that price got almost close to that point, but expected that point. You understand? So highest is this. If price should get into this point, this particular zone here that we are seeing, if price is able to get into this point successfully, as far as it does not break above it, I'm expecting price to drop on wheat. Once it gets to this point and doesn't break above this point, I'm expecting price to drop. But if it's able to close above it, then we should expect price to push up on wheat. Yes, once price is able to break above this point, we should expect price to push up on wheat. Okay, so that's that on wheat. All right, so let's look at one more instrument on commodity. Yes, Alibode said you're saying coffee, so let's look at coffee. Yes, let's look at coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Yeah. Many of us like taking coffee. Coffee is good though. Most especially when you test the Brazilian coffee. All right, so back to coffee now. We are on coffee now. So looking at it on daily time frame, price of coffee has been going up. Yes, price of coffee has been going up. Let's zoom out. Let's see. Price of coffee has been going up. And yes, you can still see it is still going up. That's been the move of coffee. It's been more of a bullish trend on coffee. So what are we expecting? I'm expecting a continuation in that same line. Based on my bias, I'm expecting it to go up. So what is just happening here is a minor pullback based on the information we are seeing now. What we are seeing here is just a minor pullback. So price could pull back to around this point. This could be 1 point price could pull back to, and you just see price respecting this point. It could pull back to this point, and as far as it respects this point, we are seeing it going up. At the same time, price could decide to go sideways here. Price could decide to go sideways around this point. Could just be going sideways, sideways, right, sideways. Yes, and if it's going sideways, it's also a correction point. You understand? But around that point, the next thing is we should look out for price to break above this point successfully. If it's able to break above this point successfully, then we can have a bullish move. But with that being said, anyway, I'm expecting price to push up on coffee. My take on coffee is buy. I pitch my tent with the bulls. But yes, I'm not also taking my eyes off price having a pullback here. I'm not taking my eyes off that. So we could just decide to come and have a buy limit below and see if price should come there, picks up for that bullish move, then we what? We follow it onwards from there. Okay? So that's that on commodities. All right, it's time for indices now. Yes, so I'm with us. Coming, let me open the index market instrument. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm with us. Okay, this is US 2000 and this is US 30. Where's the other US instrument? Do where's US 100? Okay. Okay, D40 here. All right, so I'm going to be looking at all these instruments now. That's why I decided to open it down. So yes, let's look at all of them as one. Coming. So starting with US 30, and I'll go to US 100, and yes, US 2000, then we'll go to D40. So US 30 first. US 30. This is the US index. This is the US index. Yes, see, price has done a pullback based on the what happened on yes, let's look at it on yes, this was what happened on Thursday when that news came. It pushed up. Then on Friday, did a pullback. Okay, so I'm still expecting, based on what I'm seeing here, I'll be expecting price to push up on US 30 based on what we're seeing this morning. This is on my 1 hour time frame anyway. But let's look at it on the higher time frame. Price has actually gone up and it has done this pullback almost to this point. I'm expecting a bullish move on US 30. That's my take. I'm expecting a bullish move on US 30, although there's a zone around where price is. So we could just wait for price to break above this point successfully. If it closes above this point successfully, then we can go for that bullish move on US 30. On US 30, let's hold on for price to break above this path successfully, then we can go for that bullish move. But if that is not the case, we could still have price pushing back down to cover all this whole move. But yes, based on what I'm saying here, I'm expecting a bullish move on US 30. You understand? I'm expecting a bullish move. Price could still come back as low as this point. You understand? Just to do a test of this particular zone here. You understand? Price could come down to that point. But all in all, my take for it is bullish. US 30, I'll be pitching my tent with the bulls. I'll be pitching my tent with the bulls. So there are two things here. Either it breaks above this point, then you go for your instant buy, or you come wait for price here. You can do a pending order of buy limit around this point for price to come down and pick you for that buy. So that's it's just one of the two. I'm expecting the market price to buy on US 30. That's my take. Then the next instrument is US 100. And based on what we are saying, we can see it even on our 1 hour time frame. It's giving us that what? That bullish move. It's been giving us up, up, up movement. Yes. So whatever it is we are having here is just a minor pullback. So price could pull back to around this point. Price could pull back to around this point, drop to this point. Then after that, a reversal back to the upside. So I'm expecting a bullish move on US 100 too. Based on the trend, I'm expecting a bullish move on US 100. Okay, Femi Ayola says I'm on profit on US 30 already. Good, congratulations for that. Congratulations for that. He decided to take that instant move on it. Good. Whatever move it is, fine. But it's favorable for you. All right. Okay, so the next instrument is US 500. US 500. All right, let's look at US 500. Let's see. US 500 is also giving us that same vibes of price trying to push up. If you look at the trend, based on what we are seeing, even on this 1 hour, you can see it's been pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. So I'll be expecting US 500 to also push up too. So we could just have a minor pullback down to this side, which I, for one, I might not even expect it to push to that side. But yes, for any reason, if it gets to this side, I'm expecting it to still push to the upside. I'm expecting a bullish move on US 500. In fact, I'll say for all the index I've seen, US 30, US 100, US 500 as of this morning, I'm expecting a bullish move. Let's look at US 2000 too. US 2000, is it giving us that same line? Okay. US 2000, if you look at US 2000, it's almost giving us the same move as US 30. Look at it. It's giving us almost that same move because it dropped like this on US 30 and US 2000 is also giving us that same thing. I'm expecting price to still go up on US 2000 too. So yes, we could have price pulling back to this point. After pullback, then around this point, it could pick us for that bullish move. Yes. So US 30, US 2000, US 500, US 100, I am pitching my tent with the bulls. I am pitching my tent with the bulls. Yes, the bulls have it for me. So that's that. Now the next instrument, which is DE40. After this, then we have the opportunity of dropping our own instrument so that we can look out for it and analyze it together. US DE40 now, DE40. Okay, let's look at DE40. Look at it on the higher time frame. What has price done? Oh, so if you look at it on the weekly time frame, price has gone up, and after that, it's been moving sort of sideways since then. That's based on weekly time frame. It's been moving sideways up to this point. It has not gone below this point since then. Gone up, done this and that, just going up between these 2 points. But let's look at it on daily time frame. Is it doing, yeah, almost the same thing? Yeah, just around this point, book it a little bit. And as of this morning too, on 1 hour time frame, can you see? This point here is a zone. I'm expecting price to still push up on DE40. But let's hold on for price to either break above this part. Once price is able to break above this part successfully, then we could have that bullish move. But if price should respect this point, in fact, based on what we are seeing, based on where price closed on this candle, if price should respect this point here, then we could have price dropping. You understand? But for me, on these German stocks, I'm still expecting price to push up. I'm expecting price to push up. But yes, don't forget that for the German stocks, we have they are affected by some of the stuff that happens in Europe. You understand? Some of the major news that comes out on euros and the likes affects DE40. Yes, that's the instrument or the currency that affects DE40. So just look out for it and see what happens. So if euros is gaining strength, you know the direction. If it's losing strength, you also know the direction it's going to take. Yes. So that's that on DE40. That's that on DE40 now. All right. So I'm giving us the opportunity now. You know, you have any instrument you want us to look at or something, please kindly drop it so we can see. Okay, kindly drop it so we can see it. All right, I'm together with you now. You have any instrument you want me to look at, please kindly come to the chat section. Let's look at it. Okay, Arubi Emmanuel Ogbaji, you're saying we should look at gold. All right, let's look at gold again. Yes, please, you have any instrument you want me to look at, please kindly come to the chat section. Let's look at it. Now for gold, I gave my own bias that I am pitching my tent with the bulls. I am pitching my tent with the bulls on gold. Based on what I'm saying, I'm pitching my tent with the bulls on gold. Yeah. So this is it. As of this morning on daily time frame, you can see it's already giving us that sideways move, but I'm expecting it to break up. I'm still expecting that bullish move on gold, please. Yeah, so that's my take. I'm expecting price to still push up on gold. And more also, as of this morning, the dollars is actually weak. So these are some of the major deciders of the move of the market on gold. I'm expecting a bullish move on gold. That's my own take. But don't just go instantly now. Wait for it to close above this point, even if you want to go for that bullish move now, because the price has already moved. You missed the point of entry before now. So hold on for it to break above this part before you go for that bullish move on gold. Okay. Fabian Wisdom, GBP card, Euro AUD. All right, let's look at GBP card. Let's see what is happening on GBP card. Then you look at Euro AUD too. All right, so Euro AUD is here. Let's start with Euro AUD. So Euro AUD. So On Euro AUD now, I'm on it. You discover that price has actually been going down. In fact, normally the trend on Euro AUD has been bearish. Yes. So I'm expecting, what am I still expecting? I'll still go for that bearish move on gold. But if I'm going for, I said gold, sorry, on Euro AUD. So if I'm going for that bearish move on Euro AUD, hold on for it to break below this part. Let it break below this part successfully. If it's able to break below this part successfully, then you can go for that bearish move on Euro AUD. Let it close below this part successfully. Yeah, once it closes below this part successfully, you can go for that bearish move on Euro AUD. All right, let's look at the next instrument, which is GBP card. Let's look at GBP card. GBP card. Okay, I'm on GBP card now. Okay, daily time frame. Let's look at it. Let's see what price has been doing. If you look at it, yes, price has been pushing up back on GBP card for a while now. Yes, price is pushing back to the upside on GBP card. Okay, so at some point it came down, but now it's pushing back to the upside. Let's look at it on daily time frame. Let's see what is price doing on yeah, it's giving us that upward movement. Even on 1 hour, the trend is bullish, right? So let's wait and see. I'm coming. Let me zoom it in. So based on what we're seeing as of this morning, price is at a resistance. And unless it's able to break that resistance, we're not expecting it to go. That's why you see there's a resistance zone here. And that's why price has gone up and is still struggling around that path. And this is the support zone here. Let's put this. This is the support zone here. Let me put it here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is it. Are we expecting price to go up or come down? One of the two will happen. But this is the main deal. Price should either break above this part successfully. If it's able to break above this part successfully and closes above that zone successfully, yes, we can expect. But if it respects this zone, then we should expect price to drop back. And if price is dropping, it could drop back to this particular section. So let's just watch out for these two. But based on what we are seeing on this trend now, is pushing up. So yes, we should expect price to break above that zone. That's my own take. We should expect price to break above that zone. So we should be expecting a bullish move on GBP card. All right. Now let's look at GBP NZD. Let's look at GBP NZD. GBP NZD. Let's look at GBP NZD. I'm with us on that GBP NZD. GBP NZD. GBP NZD. I'm with us. So if you look at GBP NZD, this is it on 1 hour. You discover that price has gone up for a while, and now price is trying to come down. Yes, based on what we are saying, it went up. Now it's coming down based on this trend. Okay, but let's look at it on the higher time frame. On the higher time frame, you discover this daily time frame. GBP NZD price has been going up. It's been giving us higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. That's what it's been doing. Price has been going up. Is it the same thing for weekly? Exactly. That's what we are saying here for weekly. Price got up, it's been going up. So I want to believe that the same thing it's doing monthly. Price is going up. So yeah. So for what we are seeing for all is worth now, price is just dragging down to this side. So all these things that we are seeing here now is this. Price could break above this point here. This point where price got to here is a zone. And that's why you're seeing that price is struggling around that point. So it's one of those two things. Is it that price is going to break above this part? Yes, if it's able to break above this part successfully, if it's able to break above this part successfully, we could expect price to what? To push up on this part. Yes, we can expect price. But if that does not happen, it respects this zone, price could come back down. And based on that trend, it's going down, 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 down. Yeah. So that's just it. Till it's going to meet another new support. And one of the interesting things that we need to understand, wow, I'm coming, GBP/NZD. I think this instrument is still coming up. It's just to, okay, so this is it, yes. So yes, one of the things we need to understand is this. If it doesn't break above this part successfully, then we could have price coming back down, breaking even below this part. It could break below this part that we are saying here. This is a new, so this is a support here, a support zone here. So if price is on respects this point and breaks back, then it can come back down. And if you look at it for a while, to GBP/NZ, the price has actually gone up so much. So we could have price dropping on that instrument. That's that on GBP/NZD. Okay, so NZD USD. Let's look at NZD USD. That will be the last instrument I'll be looking at today. NZD USD. That's the last instrument I'm looking at today. NZD USD. Yes. NZD USD. Okay. NZD USD. Let me zoom out. This is on my daily time frame. So let's see what price has been doing on NZD USD. Okay, so it's loading. Can we see price? Based on what we are seeing on this daily time frame trend, price has been dropping. It's been dropping for a while now. Yes, so good. Let's look at it on 1 hour. Okay. So based on what we're seeing on 1 hour now, it's showing that price is pushing up. Based on the trend we are seeing on 1 hour, it's showing that price is pushing up. That's what we're seeing on 1 hour, right? Yes. Price came down from this high and it's getting back to around that point again. So good. Okay, coming. So based on what we're seeing here, this point where price is a zone, and price is already having, sorry, it's okay. Let's hold on and see. Now, one of the reasons why you see price doing like that is if you actually not open that instrument. GBP is not one of the instruments I trade, so that's why it's doing that. But let's see. Let's just hold on. I'm still going to do the analysis. Okay, so fine. Good. All right. So based on what we're seeing now, I'm expecting price. Price has done a pullback, so I'm expecting price to break above this part. I'm expecting it to break above this part, but let's hold on. If he's able to close above this part successfully, then we can go for that bullish move. But if that does not happen, then price can drop. And as you can see, price is even expecting that same zone that you're seeing that has been marked out. So on candle zero, you can see that. But if price is able to break above that part, then surely we should expect a bullish move on NZD USD. Okay? So thank you very much for today. Thank you for joining. See you same time next week. Bye for now.